Support for Up to Date is provided by Geisinger, providing world-class care for our community, here where it matters.
Hello and welcome to Up to Date from WVIA News. I'm Sarah Scinto, here to keep you caught up on all the news you should know about. Today, UPMC cuts 500 positions, including 200 layoffs. And letters from inside shed light on an ICE detention facility in Pennsylvania. It's Wednesday, June 10th. Let's get you up to date. We'll start with a story on PFAS, actually. Personal care items could soon be free of toxic chemicals in Pennsylvania. James Ziproth has more for WVIA on bipartisan legislation with that focus.
House Bill 2145 seeks to prohibit the use of perfluoroalkyl and polyfluoroalkyl substances in personal care and infant items like diapers, cosmetics, menstrual products, and dental floss. The substances make up a large group of man-made forever chemicals, also known as PFAS. PFAS do not naturally break down, thus building up in the environment and the human body over time. Exposure to the chemicals has been shown to cause health problems like kidney cancer, thyroid disruptions, immune suppression, reproductive issues, and developmental delays. Use of the toxic substances is so common that nearly every American has them in their blood, according to the National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey. PFAS are prevalent in baby products, particularly in items like bibs, clothing, and bedding, as well as diapers and baby wipes. This is a major concern since infants are uniquely vulnerable to the impacts of PFAS as their bodies develop. The legislation was introduced by Democrat Greg Scott of Montgomery County and Republican Natalie Mihalik of Allegheny and Washington counties. The bill now moves to the state Senate for consideration. In Bethlehem, I'm James Ziproth.
Now to western Pennsylvania, but this story impacts the full state. UPMC cut 500 positions on Tuesday. Kylie Kaczynski has more for WVIA.
A spokesperson said UPMC laid off 200 employees and eliminated another 300 vacant positions as part of a routine reassessment this week. The health system is the largest non-government employer in Pennsylvania with a footprint that stretches across the state and will soon include Trinity Health System in Steubenville, Ohio. The layoffs come months after UPMC reported a financial rebound following years of operating losses tied to the COVID-19 pandemic. UPMC posted an operating income of $286 million in 2025.
That was Kylie Kaczynski reporting. Stay with us. There's more up to date after this break.
Hi, I'm Sarah Hofias Hall. WVIA News brings you the best information we can find, telling the stories that impact you the most. Head to WVIA.org to read and hear how we report to you.
Welcome back. Now here's a story from central Pennsylvania. An ICE detainee says he was put in solitary confinement and transferred out of state in retaliation for speaking out about conditions. As Jordan Wilkie reports for WVIA, the alleged retaliation came after a protest at Pennsylvania's Moshannon Valley Processing Center, ICE's largest immigrant detention facility in the Northeast United States.
Immigration lawyer Craig Shagan received the first letter in March. It was handwritten, 6 pages long, and signed by 69 men held in immigration detention at Moshannon and rural Clearfield County. We have found flies in our meals, worms in our potatoes that they rarely give us, rocks in the beans, reads the first complaint, translated from Spanish. In this and 3 other letters, the main author, Eden Daniel Chinchilla Roque, detailed the conditions inside. He described a struggle to get medical care, constant noise and lights on all night, and having to plead to get basics like toilet paper and hand soap. Shagan has been going into prisons and detention facilities for 45 years.
It's not uncommon for me to hear complaints that are based on the uncomfortableness of being in any institution. We are talking about something way beyond that.
Chinchilla Roque has a traffic citation and a summary offense, Pennsylvania's lowest level criminal charge. Like almost 80% of Moshannon detainees, he has no serious criminal record. WITF first spoke with him in April. At the time, he wanted to remain anonymous because he was afraid of retaliation and being sent to the segregated housing unit called the SHU. He was right. 3 days after that call, Chinchilla Roque participated in a spontaneous protest. After a man vomited green bile during mealtime, detainees stopped eating. An investigator with the Geo Group, the private company that runs Moshannon on behalf of ICE, determined that Chinchilla Roque was, quote, clearly inciting the group, according to an incident report. They put him in the SHU for a week. After that, Chinchilla Roque agreed to go on the record.
It's very bad situation in the SHU. I think that's just for criminals, that's not for immigrants.
The Geo Group did not answer specific questions for the story, but did say their company is compliant with ICE's detention standards and contract requirements. Bobby Erickson, the founder of grassroots group Indivisible Mayday, says while conditions are bad at Moshannon, detainees also fear being sent further away from their families or attorneys. She says the federal government's power is going unchecked and the threat of retaliation has created terror among detainees.
And those checks and balances protect everyone. Those checks and balances are disintegrating before our very eyes. And it's making very dangerous situations for every person in this country.
After solitary, Chinchilla Roque says he was punished with transfers. On May 14th, ICE sent him to Texas, then to Louisiana. ICE did not respond to questions for the story. Chinchilla Roque says the food and the medical care at his current facility are worse than at Moshannon. And nearly identical complaints about conditions are coming out of private-run immigrant detention facilities around the country. Shagan, the immigration attorney, says the for-profit nature of these companies is a common thread.
Taking custody of a human being is a huge responsibility, and why a private corporation should be entrusted with this, I really do not know. I think this is a very dangerous thing.
Chinchilla Roque has now been in custody for 9 months. He says ICE has taken everything from him in retribution for speaking to the press.
I just feel like this being like a punishment for everything I've been saying, all the information I put out of the prison, because this is a horrible situation.
Meanwhile, he sits in detention as ICE and immigration judges decide his fate. In Harrisburg, I'm Jordan Wilkie.
Thanks to Jordan Wilkie for that story. This was reported in partnership with Spotlight PA. It was produced with assistance from the Public Media Journalists Association Editor Corps, funded by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, a private corporation funded by the American people. Find more local reporting on immigration issues also at WVIA.org. All right, I hope you're feeling up to date. Find more stories, as always, at WVIA.org. I'm Sarah Scinto. Thanks for listening today. We're here every weekday, so make sure you subscribe and tune in so you don't miss anything. Have a great day, everyone. I'll catch you tomorrow, right here on Up to Date.